I interrupt this middle of the day because there's a lot of questions about, well, the Michelle Sabate shitstorm has hit a Cat 5 on the YouTube. I just saw Charlotte on the web was showing some of the older videos of Michelle, and people are looking at those, and I saw in the chat and saying, wow, she's really unhinged, she's lost it. Well, those are old videos. Those are when she was still somewhat, well, she's lost a lot of weight and used a lot of drugs since she's came on the scene since then. I saw in Charlotte's chat that somebody asked what a 5150 is. And I put in there the definition as a 5150. The 5150 came from where the cops in LA had a form that they would fill out, and it was called a 5150. And it's basically where you hold somebody, either you can call the police and have them go and talk to the person, and they can determine if they need to take them in for a 5150. Basically, it is to evaluate if the person is indeed a threat to themselves or others. You can go into the emergency room or be brought into the emergency room. You can go in voluntarily or whatnot, and they can also place a 5150 on you. A 5150 is signed by a doctor, and then you have to have a psychologist come and talk with you, and at which point they determine whether or not you are indeed a threat to yourself or others. And within that, then they can put you on a 72-hour hold. Now, my thing is, as I said this last week, as I said, now watch, because Michelle was on her little high because she's in love with Ski. He's a good-looking guy, younger. She wanted him to go out there and manage her bed and breakfast, which she's copying the bed and breakfast because, of course, she stalks Molly Golightly. She has stalked her from the beginning, and I've explained that before. Allegedly, Molly Golightly has several bed and breakfasts. Michelle then purports to have a bed and breakfast, although I have not seen in her household how there is a separate entrance and whatnot that defines a proper bed and breakfast, if you will. So I think that the horrifying thought is that Michelle would have people go upstairs and stay in a room, and she would cook for them. As we've all known, her cooking is it's inducing. I I didn't have, I don't know, I need to, there's a big recording I have all my notes out and everything for. I've got to sit down and do for a couple hours. But my stomach just, is turning, and I had to take some Zofran. And if I look at Michelle's food, that Zofran is gonna be wasted because there's a couple of things in Michelle's, those rats in the cage, that'll turn my stomach. There's a lot of food I can't eat to this day because of what I saw in those rat cages of hers. She's my best diet plan, I tell you that. But as what is going on in Charlotte's chat, the chat is going so fast. There's so many people. They're asking questions that I kept getting timed out. So I wanted to tell more things in the chat, and her mods are working as hard as they can. So I just thought that I would do a little bit of supplemental information here. And I will tag Charlotte on the web because the most incredible creator to ever touch the YouTube streets, in my opinion, is that of Penelope's Lane. Now, Penelope had to leave YouTube because somebody doxed her, because somebody fell for Michelle's scams, and they doxed Penelope, and it's BS. I mean, stop doxing people. It's freaking ridiculous. And they put a picture of Penelope's real house in her, and so Penelope was not able to continue to do her masterpieces. Now, these videos were posted like 3 months ago, 6 months ago, 6 months ago. 6 months ago. And let me see, is that 6 months? 6 months ago, Penelope was giving us every single bit of information that we would ever need to know about Michelle, and people didn't pay attention to it. And now all of a sudden that, like I say, the Michelle shitstorm has reached a Cat 5 on the YouTube, everybody's like, what? Oh, wow, I didn't know she did that. Wow, it looks like she's abusing those dogs. No, there is footage here on Penelope's Lane of her actually kicking and punching Jake. So many things. Now, the most important thing to know, what I just gleaned from Charlotte on the web, is that I gleaned that there is a crisis intervention team going to Michelle's property. So there is probably not a need for anybody else to call the police, but I don't know that for sure. But if anybody does, they need to tell them about the excessive amount of firearms that Michelle does have. And she shows off, okay? And I'm going to show you how and why I know this here, thanks to Penelope's Lane. Well, of course, Michelle showed them, because she's so tough. But I want you guys to look at some of this. If you or somebody ever feels like you are in danger, or you feel, or you know that somebody else is feeling like they are going to take their own lives, call 911. It's not for you to determine if they are serious or not. It's not for you to determine if you're serious or not enough or not. Get help. If you are depressed and feeling that way, and it's a little less urgent, you can call 311. And it is a text service, and it's a wonderful thing that we have these days. They didn't have it back when I survived my own S. When I was essentially reborn, a lot of me didn't survive that night. And a new me was born in so many ways. But I had the day before, I had gotten the yellow pages and looked up, support, and I found the S support group, and I called it, and I was put on hold, and I was like, okay, that's all I needed to see, and that didn't help me the next day when I was found in time, and I spent 3 months recovering in Harborview, our major trauma hospital in Seattle. I had a room with a beautiful view. There's a couple of things there, but I'm not going to expound on that. So right now, while Michelle is throwing her big fit, she's giving all of us who have ever been down that far a bad name. People like her who threaten this because they're not getting their way really hurt people like me who don't tell anybody because you're just too far gone. Long story. Anyway, I said this last week. I said, because she just got called on her lies, in 3, 2, 1, she will be threatening S. And she is. She sent out fake texts last night to Ski that said that, she was found and she was in critical condition when the medics got there, and she is brain damaged. Of course, that's all lies. She's having somebody else enable her again with the lies and games. And of course, you cannot assess brain damage within the first few hours. It's just ridiculous. That's a process of seeing how somebody recovers and the testing they would do. So she's just playing her disgusting games. Nonetheless, it's not for us to decide, and the police do need to be in there. The police are very familiar with Michelle and have been for a long time. They have her gate code, and I have no doubt they had to probably bring the team. I'm not going to say the word, but they probably had to bring the team, and this is because of the things that she has done to the police in the past. So under fair use, I would like to use some of Penelope's footage and her hard work. I don't know how to get a hold of Penelope, and so I will ask for forgiveness as opposed to permission once again, and do this under fair use in it, because I believe that it's important that this information is known right now. So this is what Michelle did 6 months ago, and I want you to see this. This is in episode entitled "How to Get Kicked Off YouTube and Get Arrested" by Michelle Sabate, episode 6.
by Michelle Sabate. Episode number 6.
Go fuck yourself. You know that I'm a military wife, right? Do you? Do you know that, bitch? Well, you don't know about that, right?
Okay, look at her appearance and how different it was 6 months ago when she was when she came onto the YouTube scene. This is simply because of all of the people who have given her money and money and money and money and money, gift cards so that she can exchange it for money, new pots and pans so that she could sell them for money, and the money and the money and the money went for the drugs that she goes and she gets every day. So people who are acting like, oh no, she might commit S. Well, what do you think she was doing with all of the money that she was going and adding the drugs to the alcohol that she already had in the massive amount of drugs? People are literally digging her grave by giving her any money, 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 money.
You know I've got fucking 2 AKs up here and 3 MRs, right? M5s, right? You know that, bitch?
That's what she has in her house right now. That she just threatened somebody with, as you saw 6 months ago. So she talks about those two that are right up there. Though that's a picture of what she has there, and she has those 3 black beauties right there. Now we also know about the smaller ones that she has in the kitchen. Okay, so we're gonna go here. So this is why it's important that the Georgia State Police know exactly what is going on when they go towards her. And this is why you don't give money, 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 and all of this to this person, because she's been threatening others with these for 6 months, and people have ignored it, taken her side, doxed others who tried to get the truth out, like Penelope. But anyway.
What you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? Try me. Try me. My husband's retired military, motherfucker. You know how many guns I have, motherfucker? Bitch, I will put a fucking bullet through your motherfucking head. Try me.
That was more than enough evidence to have had her taken in on a 5150 as being a threat to others at that time. But as the way that it went when she had all of the people calling, and all of the people calling for Molly and all of the people calling for Michelle, and back and forth, the 911 operator just got mad at the trivialization of everything, and they didn't take it as seriously as they should have, in my opinion. Now let's see what we go here for the next. These are, she wasn't ready. And
How to Get Kicked Off YouTube and Get Arrested by Michelle Sabate. Episode number 5.
I work out every day. I want them real thick and
juicy. So find that juicy double. Penelope is just amazing in her graphics. I won't do that because right now, you guys, this is a little bit more important than that. But let's see here if we can get. There's Michelle when she was a little. You can see how much weight she's lost from when she started, and she was, the new troll queen of the YouTube. So let's see if we can get through this. I want to show you guys the other interaction. Let's see if I can get a little bit more here. She wasn't ready. Okay, so in mine, I'm gonna copy what Penelope said, to copy what Penelope, to ask Penelope if I can, Penelope, can I please use this? Under the fair use copyright disclaimer under the Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Okay, so let's see if the next episode is going to give us what we've got to see here. I'm just going to do it.
Earn up to $180.
Oh, they got us in a commercial, didn't they?
Welcome to Penelope's Lane. Please
okay, watch her with the cops. I think this is going to do it.
And share. I want to start this video by saying thank you for your service to all of our police men and women. This
Yes.
is How to Get Arrested and Get Kicked Off YouTube, featuring Michelle Sabate and real cops. First, I want to let Michelle tell you about her relationship with the police and sheriff's department.
Yes, wait till
in her
you see
town.
this.
I live in a small town, and the sheriff's department knew who I am, and I do a lot of volunteer work.
Why the fuck you lying? Why you always lying? Oh my god. Stop.
Oh yes. So if you just caught that, Michelle's like, I live in a small town, and the police, I do a lot of volunteer work. No, no, you don't. And Penelope put in this wonderful graphic of the flashing teddy bear. Uh, and Michelle, the volunteer work that she does is basically when the cops come out to Etienne's property, that she has extorted and put her cockroach ass into, until he can get her out, which right now would be a very good time to get her out and keep her out so that he can sell the house and be done with her. Be done with her. The cops are familiar with their home because of the amount of times that she was calling the police to falsely accuse her husband, ex-husband now, of domestic abuse. He was not abusing her. She was drunk and mixed drugs and was constantly beating on Etienne to the effect that she put, the cement on him and in his hair and face and neck and everywhere else. And so she was calling the police all the time. The police are very familiar with the property. It is gated and they know the gate code. Now, without Etienne here or there at the house, this is the kind of stuff that she was doing. Now, watch the way that the police interact with her. She had everybody believing that, you know what, go ahead and call the cops. They're on her side. She knows them well. She does this. Remember that disgusting soup that she was cooking, that pink taco soup next to the nasty, rotten seafood soup? She said she was bringing that down to the cops. I'm sure they were about to frickin' yak. Like dog hair and pink taco soup.
Since clearly Michelle was lying in that last clip, I'm going to let her show you her relationship with the police.
Yes.
Just 2 hours after Michelle is telling everyone how she is friends with the police department and she volunteers with them, this happens.
Y'all ready? Y'all ready? Y'all ready for this shit?
Okay. So, what's going on is you hear the dogs barking. And this was just 2 hours later. So 2 hours later, when she's sitting there on the thing, she's got all the attention. Everybody's like, "Oh wow, Michelle's a new toy for us to play with. Wow, she's quite the shit." So let's give her a bunch of subs and let's give her a bunch of money and let's have all the people who don't like Molly come over here and let's support Team Michelle. And this is what you supported and this is what you've created. And hope you're happy to the people who've given her money, to the rest of us who have seen this disgusting show of mental illness, addiction, and people who have falsely accused military veterans of abuse. This is what you supported. So 2 hours after she's sitting there on the couch going, "Yeah, oh yeah, I volunteer and I live in a small town. The cops know me." She's coming out of the house and she has her phone on a tripod. Now watch what she does to these poor cops.
Y'all ready?
Michelle, no. I can tell you honestly that no one could have been ready for what is about to go down. I'll be honest, I was actually really hoping that night you were cooking dressed like this, in your Molly wig, that you would have started a fire in your kitchen, not harmed yourself, but that the firemen needed to come over so that when they got there, you were dressed like that. I was really hoping that would happen.
Imagine? Could you imagine? Because, and see, this was 6 months ago when she nearly started the house on fire with her cooking, because she doesn't know how to cook. She always had Etienne cook for her. So all the things that Etienne used to cook are still there because he left. He ran for his life and moved back in with his mother, left his home that he worked hard for all of his life. Not that he was in the military all of his life. He worked hard to get a house. He bought this house and she has backed herself in it like a cockroach and will not leave it. And so he had to leave. He had to leave and she's never contributed. She's been on Social Security for over 20 years. But she tried to set the house on fire. Well, not didn't try, but almost set the house on fire just a few weeks ago, right before her surgery, when she was cooking and she put in so much wine. And I mean, it was terrible. So she honestly does not know how to cook whatsoever, which has become very blatantly clear. But like Penelope was saying, can you imagine if she would have had a kitchen fire and the fire department and the police would have came out and she was dressed like this, drunk high, dressed like this. Okay, now watch.
However, this might be better. Anyways, also, can you please clean your house? You should not be eating food in a kitchen that is that dirty.
Y'all ready? Steve, hold on. You hold on.
So the cops are outside. Oh, look at how she has the hairline of the frickin' devil. Look at that. And look at that, the hairline of the devil. And then, yeah, as Penelope pointed out, the decor of her house, she's just displaying it with used or bottles that she's drank. So that's her way of decor. And yes, the house was filthy then, and that was 6 months ago, and it's continued to be. She just puts everything on the floor, and she's saying that Jake has a paper addiction now. Jake just eats all the paper. Jake the service dog. He's eating her bandages that probably have the frickin' hantavirus in them by now. But now look at her. So the cops are out there. That's why the dogs are barking. She is fixing the camera on the tripod to get it just right there to catch the cops coming in. She's ignoring their knocks right now.
Y'all ready? They're here.
I'm sorry, boo-boo. Those are dogs, huh?
Y'all ready? The cops are here.
Michelle, what are you doing? It looks like you're setting up an ambush for the police. I can tell.
And it does, and I'm sure that's what the cops were thinking, because when you see this, like I say, they're knocking. She's like, okay, y'all ready? She's making sure that she's all centered in the shot and everything already.
Tell you, that never goes well. And also, why are the only house decorations you have empty liquor and beer bottles?
Y'all ready for this yet? Y'all ready? The cops are here. Y'all ready? Y'all want to hear me cuss them out? Hold on.
Oh yeah, hot shot. We're gonna watch you cuss them out. And look at how her eyebrows have a life of their own. And this is not. Those are her actual eyebrows. Those are not the painted ones that she puts on to troll Molly. So you got the front door back here. Okay, she's getting this camera all set up so she can see him, and she's like, okay, ready, all right, gotta get my shot. I mean, who the fuck does this? When the cops are at the door, she's fixing the tripod to make sure that they get their shot. Now watch this.
Oh, I'm recording these fuckers. Y'all ready?
And oh yeah, 2 hours earlier, she's saying that she's good friends with the cops. She does a lot of volunteer work, and they know her well, and she just referred to them as fuckers. Now look at the mess you can see, and this was 6 months ago, and she's hasn't cleaned it since, probably hasn't showered since, but here we go.
Come on in. No, come on in. You're gonna be on YouTube Live. Come on in.
She opens up the door and says, come on in. You all are going to be on YouTube Live. And they're like, no, because they are aware of the amount of artillery, shall we say, that she has inside her home. So they're not going to come in. And this is my theory. This is why she wanted Ski in there, because she knows that when May comes around, she's going to get kicked out per divorce decree, because they need to sell the house and the proceeds of the home are going to be split between the two. Now, it's going to be less the damage that Michelle has done, because they're going to have to get her out, get all of the pests, including her, out, fumigate her out, take that money that she has done in damages off the top, and then split what is left, which won't be much because of how she's trashed the house. I believe she wanted a man in there. She wanted Ski in there with her so that she could be all set up and be all, all tough when the cops come to take her out of the house with all of the that she has in the house, which is disgusting. She doesn't say, "Hi, officers, I'm so sorry. Something trivial has happened online. It is not anything that I would ever wish to have you waste your time. I'm so sorry you're here." Oh no, she has the camera set up and is like, "Come on in. Come on in. You're going to be on YouTube live." That's how she greets the officers that, know her so well, cuz they know her. She's this outstanding member of the city.
I'm fucking fine, Daddy. Come on in. No reason whatsoever. Come on in. No. You're gonna. I need to make a video. Come on in. No. You came here. Your permission. Go on.
Michelle, I'm a little worried you're not going to have enough room for all the trophies you win for the dumbest motherfucker alive. You just earned another one. What in the hell are you doing?
Yeah.
You're telling the police that you're making a video and they need to be in it?
Yes.
You are literally scaring them, and I haven't even seen them yet, and I can tell that they are very nervous for whatever you have going on.
I need to document this.
Could you imagine? And you know what? I'm going to say it. It is only because she is a white woman that she didn't just become Swiss cheese. Because if she wasn't, and a person of color would have just addressed the officers in the way that she just did, they wouldn't have thought twice. They would have shot first. It is disgusting, disrespectful treatment of anybody but police officers who actually have real emergencies, other than being Michelle's personal security. I don't even know. Opening the door saying, "Come on, you're going to be in a YouTube live. Come on in." And they're like, no, they're not going in that house. And good for them. Good for them. Like I say, now remember, they know her gate code. She brags about how she has this personal gate. How did they get in there? It's because they know her gate code, because they're familiar with her antics. So they're standing outside. They're telling her to come outside. They are not going in that house. God only knows if they have seen the rats, bats, and crabs that are crawling out of her hole anyway. But anyway, let's see here.
This. I'm on the YouTube channel.
Okay.
Come here. In video.
I'm not upset for you.
Did you hear that? She just told the officer to come here to get in her film. She won't move the camera to them. She's telling the officers, she goes, "Come here." Look at that. Can you freaking believe this?
Oh, you are? I have a YouTube channel. Can everybody see this, officer? No, I have a YouTube channel, and I have someone that hates me because my channel is big. No. What is your name? Hush up. Can you come? No, this is bullshit. I need to press charges against someone.
Michelle, the amount of secondhand embarrassment I felt watching this, I don't have the words to describe it. I'm still embarrassed, and I watched this yesterday. Also, are these the same cops that keep telling you to stay off the internet every time you try to file a police report?
Uh-huh.
And lastly, Michelle, you barely have a YouTube channel. I'm so embarrassed that you're pretending to have this large YouTube channel that needs to record the police.
No, this is bullshit.
Okay. As Penelope said, and look at how Penelope set this all up and how beautifully she did this 6 months ago. And nobody listened. They're like, "Oh no, Michelle's our nice new shiny toy, and she's, she is what we must support. Let's give her all of our money. Let's not pay attention to the fact that she's living in a beautiful home on multiple private acres with a gate and has a brand new vehicle that she doesn't have to pay a cent on and has been receiving disability for over 20 years, has never had to work a day in her life, except for if you count where she says that she's an escort, because she's so credible, right? Says that she made $500 an hour here, even while she's on disability. So although she testified to a judge that she could not work at all, she supposedly was an escort, used her daughter's name as her escort name, and was taken all over the world by rich men who never ever once exchanged sex with her. It was just for the time and honor of spending it with Michelle that she earned $500 an hour while on disability. Now, while on disability and her pretend escort money, and she was a pretend insurance adjuster that would bend over and spider webs would come flying out of her butt so she could go and climb up on the roofs and everything. Never once happened. Just like she's not a stunt double in the movies. Never happened. Just like she's Roundhouse Kick Girl, never happened. Just like she's BFFs with the cops, never happened. Okay? Michelle is a pathological freaking liar. And she lied to everybody. And as she brags, she just got you all to give her $3,000 for her toe that's so disgusting from her nasty hygiene, and smoking 2 packs a day that everybody's buying her. That everybody's buying her all the alcohol, that everybody's buying her all of the pills. What in the world are people thinking giving this cow money? Why would anybody do that? Sorry to cows. So this cop, you see how he's got his, rightly so, he's got his hand hovering over where he can grab his gun. He has his gun unbuttoned. So if she does one foul thing, she's there. Now, he's actually being very trusting, because he does not know if she has anything in her sweatshirt pocket or otherwise. She's a little too close for comfort. The other officer may have her covered a little better, or they are so familiar with her antics that they are, not drawing their weapons, but her behavior warrants them to do so by definition. So she comes out here and she's telling him, come on, get in the shot. You're going to be on my YouTube live. You're going to do this. And they're looking at her like, you're freaking crazy. As Penelope, when she created this masterpiece, says, she put this up a day later and she's still secondhand embarrassed. This is how she treats the cops.
I need to press charges against someone. She called 3 times to 911.
Look at this cop.
4 times I've been down. Everybody, can you see? No, I've got a big YouTube channel.
I've got a big YouTube channel. I'm a big YouTuber, and everybody's jealous, so they're calling the cops. Yeah, I'm a big YouTuber. Don't you know? I'm a big YouTuber.
Are you okay?
Michelle, the look on that police officer's face,
it's true.
Absolutely priceless.
It's true.
The fact you can't tell that you're scaring him is even more priceless. But also, what does being doxxed have to do with literally anything in this moment?
I've got a big YouTube channel.
Are you okay, man?
Okay. Wait, no, please.
Look at this. Look at this officer. Look at him. To laugh, he is looking at her like WTF. And this is showing how socially awkward Michelle is, and how she cannot read the room, as the kids say. She can't tell that they are looking at her like they are just scared, think that she's batshit crazy, because she is. Literally has a pile of batshit in her attic and stairs, and a bunch of dead bats. And she showed those dead bats 6 months ago in that cage thing that she has them all in. Can you imagine the stench of the dead bats now in her house, along with everything else that's crawling out of her? Just so freaking nasty. And this cop right here in this still is looking at her like, what is wrong with you?
Can y'all guys see this?
You have a good time, man.
No.
They're like, yeah, we're out of here. They looked at her and they're like, they're gonna eat. They're gonna get the fuck out. Right? So he starts to leave, and she turns. She's like, oh no, you're not going. I'm gonna press charges. You're not leaving. You can't leave. She tells them then that they are not leaving, and they actually freaking stayed.
I need to make a report. Stop
Make
it.
a report, too.
Because I've been harassed. This is the
Okay, let me
4th
go get your
time.
driver's license. Go get your driver's license.
Okay, you stay here. You stay here.
Kind sir,
She's telling them to stay there. Stay there. Men in with a badge to stay. Like a freaking dog, but her dogs don't even listen to her. Oh, even though she put 500 and then 500 and another 500 to train Jake to be her service dog. A service dog, yeah. Once Michelle fell on her back, you saw them running and laughing. Those dogs had their teeth showing. You know, those dogs were like, yay, yay, yay. The bitch is down. Let's go. Let's go. Any dog that is trained for basic training for a person who has a service dog. The most basic thing a dog will do that is trained will go and stand by the person that they are trained to once they are on the ground and stand and offer their body. The dog will offer their body as the base for the person to then know how to roll on their stomach and use the base of the dog to get back up. That is what a service dog is trained to do for a person who has frequent falls, seizures, etc. The fact that those dogs did neither shows that those dogs are not service dogs. They may be certified as emotional support dogs, which are something very different. But you know that she's the a-hole who goes in bringing those dogs everywhere saying that they're service dogs, and they're not. But yeah, so this is a little glimpse of how the cops are familiar with Michelle. So right now, like I say on Charlotte's on the Web, you know, people are reporting that they've called a crisis intervention team to Michelle's house. And people who are unfamiliar with all that is Michelle are saying, you know, well, don't get her SHOT, because people are like, oh no, if you call on a suicidal person, then the cops are going to do that. There's generally a pretty big backstory with that. And the person is acting in a manner like Michelle. And then there's, you know, so that would just discourage somebody from calling on Michelle, which is not right. She needs to be put in an institution and not let out until and if she goes through intense rehab for a very long time. Long time she's needed rehab. Her family has tried for 20 years to get her in rehab. They stopped everything. They no longer give her money of any kind. They stopped. They all worked together, stopped it all as one massive effort to force her into getting rehab. They figured if they cut her off, she's alone. She's now got divorced, everything. There's nothing more she can do. She cannot manipulate any more money. All of her expenses are covered. She gets alimony, disability. She's covered for her prescriptions for Medicare and TRICARE, as you guys have all seen, since you wouldn't believe when I was saying it. All of this is covered. She has no expenses. She's doing a lot better off than most of us, with no car payment, no house payment, everything covered. Nothing is out there. Her family had no idea that then these strangers would come in and wreck their plan to try and get her sober before she dies. It would be their greatest, I don't even know, because this is what they tried. They thought this would be it. Now she's going to Facebook. Facebook won't put up with her crap for long. I mean, it'll be a couple of weeks, but she needs to get off all social media platforms. That has to be a condition of her getting out. She was able to get herself out of the hospital last time, but they took all of the toxicology. So they're going to be able to show this toxicology that, okay, she came in on this date with this in her system. She came in with this on this date with this in her system. She did not follow the medical procedure at this time. She did not do this. She did not do this. They could very easily put her in an involuntary hold, which it was before Christmas. I can't remember the creator. I don't want to say a name if I'm not. They had contacted all of her doctors who said that they were willing to fill out the forms to put that 5150 on there, because at that time they said that she was no longer supposed to be taking the Ativan, that the Ativan was only given for a very short time so that she could get through the trauma of the divorce. So the Ativan, what she's continuing to take, the opioids, what she's continuing to take and buy, along with all of the alcohol, in addition to the ones that she's prescribed, are all not supposed to be taken together. That's why she got kicked out of the hospital, allegedly. So Penelope does these incredible graphics, continues to do this, show a little bit more so you can see exactly how the cops know exactly what they're dealing with when they come up upon a Michelle.
You are asking the same question we've all been asking. Ma'am, are you okay? And no, Michelle, no, you do not look okay. Not at all.
She goes, do I look okay?
Why are you so desperate to try to make them stay? And I also want to know, what in your life have you accomplished that makes you think you can order around and give directions to police officers, lawyers, other professionals? But lastly, Michelle, you will definitely win the biggest Karen Award if there was ever a Karen Award show.
Guys, I want y'all to see the cops at my...
Okay. Now, Penelope is awarding her the biggest Karen Award, and we all know who she's up against in that. And because one of those big Karens is showing off some awfully odd colored extensions to the bottom of the bleached hair that she espouses from her head, I decided to change my profile picture, as you guys have noticed, from the big pumpkin. I love the big pumpkin. It's a pumpkin from the 70s, from my childhood. I decided to put that pumpkin away, and I decided to put the picture up of when I had my extensions in, because I had the tape in kind that everybody did about 4 or 5 years ago, and I had them done as a hair model. So there's a little story behind that, but I just wanted to show, you know what, hey, you want to see some extensions? Look at these extensions, because those were nice. Those were nice, expensive, and they felt like a big, heavy freaking mop on my head, but they looked good. Anywho, Michelle continues to chase these poor officers. And look at how fast this one is trying to get the fuck out of there. They are walking, and she's commanding them back, saying, get back here. You get back here. You get back here right now. I'm filing charges. I am filing a police report. Now, watch what she does to these poor guys. They're getting the fuck out of there. And like I say, Penelope did this all just beautifully.
I've been swatted 5 fucking times.
Okay, we need your ID.
I'm getting it. It's my...
Hi, Internet.
Oh, really?
I'm Alfonso, and let's talk Botox Cosmetic. I'm going to answer some of your questions.
Well, we'll be giving Penelope some good watch time and ads by me using this. But yeah, so Michelle is yelling at them. She's saying that she's been swatted 5 times, and this was 6 months ago. She's not been swatted any times. She has called the police multiple times when she was threatening, trying to accuse her husband of that, as we all know, and have him arrested, blah, 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 blah. But anywho, she's going to continue to tell them to get into her production here, if you will. But let's let Penelope get a little more ad revenue here. As you saw how she interacted with them. They're like, okay, you fine, ma'am? Okay, And they wanted to get the F out of there. They wanted to just get. And she starts commanding them, now, you'll come back. Not like, oh, thank you for coming out. I'm sorry I wasted your time. This is so trivial. I'm a volunteer in the area. Remember, I've done this. Remember? She was sitting there 2 hours ago on the couch talking about what a wonderful citizen and asset she is to that community, and the cops know her well. That pretty much shows that's just another lie. Let's see here. We will skip that ad. Okay, so Penelope in her thing is showing what it is to be swatted, which Michelle says that she's been swatted 5 times. She has not been swatted.
Been swatted. You clearly don't know what swatted means. I'm going to tell you right now that it's not getting the police called on you and the police doing their job and coming to show up for the complaint. Michelle, swatting is a whole nother situation. Here's a picture of what swatting looks like. Now I'm going to show you a video of what swatting is, Michelle.
Okay, that's what swatting
Michelle, is what things would look like if you were being swatted.
So her claims of being
now we're going to go back to
times.
completely being disrespectful to police officers.
My birthday. She go call the 911 operator last night. She got 50 fucking calls.
She's asleep. Go get your driver's license.
Can y'all see these guys? No, I want you on camera because I need this for documentation.
You already come out here.
You've already come out here and done everything. What's the deal?
Yeah, and I've done nothing.
We know that.
Okay, so I need you because I need documentation. I have a right to video you.
Yeah, that's fine.
Ma'am, we're not saying
I need you on my video.
First of all, Michelle,
You see that? Like, now come back here. I've not done anything wrong. They're like, we know, we're just leaving now. And she's like, no, I need you this. She's like, did you hear what they said? She's like, the 911 operator from last night got so sick of it. Get her on the phone. They're like, she's sleeping, ma'am. They're like, what the?
I don't care that it's your birthday. The officer that said she's asleep regarding the 911 operator might be my favorite human. I'll make you a deal, Michelle. If you can find out if he's single and get me his phone number, I'll stop making videos about you. But furthermore,
Okay, maybe that's why Penelope stopped making videos. Penelope, is that the truth? Did you get the number of that fine man in the uniform, and that's why you're not making the videos anymore? We need you back. We need you back. I mean, there's something about a man in uniform. You know what I mean? Oh, but yeah. So she did that. That's the way that she treats them, sitting there on the couch. Oh yeah, I the police. We live in a small community, and I do a lot of volunteer work. The cops know me. Go ahead and call them. And then she's like, come on. Now watch what she continues to do. She continues to be the director in her own film here. So we've got, let's see. Here she goes.
what the fuck do you need to document? Why do you need to document this?
Question of the day.
And man, I was crossing my fingers, hoping that he would tase the shit out of you.
Could you imagine?
I have a right to video you.
Yeah, that's fine.
Ma'am, we're not saying
I need you on my video. I'm YouTube Live. I have a YouTube channel.
Go get your driver's
You need to
license.
get in the video. You need to get in the video and I'll get it. Get in the video.
Ma'am, you can't make us get in your video.
I'm asking you because I have a right to record you. I'm pissed.
Go get your driver's license if you want to make a report.
Michelle, you sound like a 3-year-old.
Did you hear her just commanding them? Get back in here. Get back. You need to get in here. I am filming. I'm a big YouTuber. You've got to get in my production. And do you want to, what do you think that officer said when he turned around? He was probably like, what the
World throwing a tantrum.
Yep. The
You are
petulant
by
child.
far the most low-class person I have ever seen.
Yep.
Why do you think you have any authority or have earned any respect to order anyone around, but especially a police officer? They literally know you have nothing valid to report. So you bartering with them to make one of them get in your video and then you'll go get your license is the dumbest shit I've ever heard.
I also have people that are clipping her live video as she's doing it. She thinks it's funny.
Petconomics Savings Lesson 12. At Petco, better care for your pet means more savings.
We'll let Penelope get more ads. Okay, so the petulant child emotional vampire from fucking hell that is Michelle Sabate has zero mental capacity for what is right and wrong. And I hope that was really illustrated here. Okay.
Are so fucking uncoordinated that you can't figure out how to press mute or record, and you've had lives for about 2 weeks at this point. These men have no idea what you are talking about. You're talking about she's clipping something. It sounds like you're talking about other voices in your head, possibly.
Did you go get your?
Okay, and literally that's the truth, because she's telling these officers, and like Penelope says, she's been on the scene, the YouTube scene, for like 2 weeks at that frickin' time. Oh, she's a big YouTuber, just like she was telling the doctors, last month. Oh, she's a real big YouTuber and people are jealous of her. Oh, right? So she's telling them, oh yeah, well right now while this is happening, other people are clipping her channel and they're doing the same thing. Do you think that these police officers took a freaking class on all things YouTube, and then they understand and they're like, oh, you mean that right now while this is happening, then they're clipping her channel too. Oh, I get it. So now then what you're doing with your clip, and it makes, you're right. Let me sit here. Let me make sure that I'm in your shot right. Can I do anything else for you, Michelle? Nasty.
Is in your head, possibly.
Did you go get your other report?
Yeah, can y'all see the cops?
Okay, you gotta talk to them.
No.
No, I need to make sure you're filmed.
You gotta talk to them.
I'm live on YouTube. I have a big audience.
That's fine.
I want to make sure they can see you.
All right, did you go get your report from the office? The one we did a couple weeks ago?
No, I've been.
Oh, snap. The one they did a couple weeks ago? They said, did you go down to the office to get the report from a couple weeks ago? Yeah, because you see, there was this little history of Michelle starting out, and they informed her, get the off the internet. You don't want people bugging you. You don't want these things to happen. Get off the internet. Because then she was just trying to report people for not paying attention to her right when she was calling in to Molly's show, when she was sitting there making it all about her and all about these things that may or may not have happened in her life. Okay, she was saying that she was getting bullied and didn't like this and didn't like that. And then that's when Molly refunded her Patreon and said, I don't like you, through the granola bar eating. I don't like you. I don't like you at all. I don't want to have anything to do with you. And then that's when all of this was going, and the one who was the assistant for Molly, allegedly Robin, then went to Michelle's team, and Michelle was getting everybody to feel sorry for her and getting everybody doxxed and everything. People like Penelope, who knew the whole story. Go to Penelope's lane and look at all of the videos that are there that show all of the shit show that Michelle had been doing. There is no way that this woman should be rewarded for her terrible, obstinate behavior that she continues to commit upon people. Why would anybody, and this is the thing, is that vulnerable adults must be on YouTube, because only a vulnerable adult who does not know right from wrong would give assent to this nasty, petulant child.
Been calling for it. A detective was supposed to call me.
Okay, well, you can go get a copy of it. Monday through Friday.
Michelle.
Yeah. She didn't like that officer was very familiar with what had happened 2 weeks ago. Okay. And remember, this is just her on the scene with her own channel for like 2 weeks. And she was like, no, that investigator was supposed to call me. She all of a sudden realized she's on live, and, those police were supposed to love her, and she's supposed to be a volunteer, that they just love her, right? No, this shows they know the gate code. They know Michelle. They are very familiar with all things Michelle, and it is not because she's a volunteer.
Again, why do you think you have the need to record these gentlemen? And secondly, you did not have a big audience. maybe 100 people, maybe. But the thing is, whoopsie, I think you got caught in one of your lies, Michelle, and you just exposed yourself.
Yep.
Turns out they remember you.
Yep.
And the fact that you have police reports. And probably the fact that they've told you to stay off the internet.
Yep.
Can y'all see them? Because I got the sun in my eyes. Can you see them? Okay. Please just step to my camera because I'm live right now.
That's fine.
No, I'm pissed.
Okay. We had a dirty thing to you, man.
No, I'm sick of it.
We're doing the report. Like
No,
you asked
and
us
I
to.
also know, and you know what? The 911 officer in 911 said, do not come to my house without telling me.
Okay, man, we didn't do that.
Yeah, well, it's already there because the lady. Yes, it is because the lady didn't have anyone come out. No, I'm fucking over this because I'm pissed. 50 phone calls went in.
There's your report.
Where's my license?
Did you see that? Did you see that? She said, step to my camera. Step the sun to my eyes. Oh yeah, well if you're a big YouTuber and you're so rich and everything and you've been in these documentaries and everything, don't you know that you need to position your camera in a way so that the sun is behind them, not in your freaking eyes, you idiot? And who does that? Who in there? I mean, honestly, I'm very scared of the cops for other reasons that I've talked about on my channel. When I have to interact with them at all, when I have been pulled over or, there's been another need or whatever, I have to be very honest with them and be like, listen, I don't feel comfortable. I don't do well in these situations. I don't mean to be rude, but you scare the shit out of me for other reasons. So I don't know how it is for a normal person to, be in a position with the cops. I've seen my husband get pulled over once over 20 years, and he's former military, and he kept his hands open, visible, and was respectful to the policeman. So I would assume that most people would be respectful to the police. Like I say, I just tell them, like, hey, look, you scare the shit out of me. It's not your fault. And we go from there. I could never imagine a parallel universe in which you tell the cops to step to your camera view. What? Come on. And like I say, speaking on behalf of all of the POC friends and people who all of the people who are POC, people of color, you are mistreated by cops. It is proven from the first interaction. And being polite, people of color are mistreated. Imagine some entitled, nasty, freaking wrinkled up old woman thinking that she has the right to speak to anybody, let alone law enforcement like that, and then they let her get away with it without giving a lecture. I kind of think if that camera wasn't there, they would have probably freaking read her well, let's just say. So anyway, yeah. Step to my camera. What the fuck?
Michelle, you are a 50-year-old woman. And I'm pretty sure those guys probably thought you were about 65. That's what I thought when I first saw you. And
She
you're
does look
telling
older
them
than 50.
about your YouTube channel. They don't care. They also don't care that you're live streaming, Michelle. Why do you say things like, please step to my camera? Who do you think you are? Martin Scorsese, a weirdo? You have beyond abused your poor police.
Yes.
So much so that those gentlemen were nearly running away from you.
Yes.
And Michelle, I need to tell you something. There is no way, no how, the 911 operator, even if there is just one, does not have the authority to make a decision to write on, I'm guessing, a sticky note that no one needs to go to your house because you called her and talked to her. Why do you habitually lie about everything? That's not something a 911 operator is able to do, Michelle. Unfortunately, every time they're called about you, they have to send someone out.
Could you believe that?
I told the 911 operator not to let the cops come out here. You are not allowed to come to my house. That is what I said, and there should be a note in there. So get that 911 operator from yesterday.
Like they said, ma'am, she's sleeping. I mean, but 2 hours ago.
Oh yes, I know the police in the area. I'm a big volunteer. They know me well. Go ahead and call them,
like, oh my God. And this is the truth of it, is that they've been telling her to get off the internet. And this was 6 months ago, people. Oh, and you have people today that are like, oh no, don't call the cops on her because then that could end up getting her unalived. Come on. This woman's a joke.
And again, I really think I'm in love with that bald officer if you want to get me his number. Michelle, we're going to take a brief intermission from you harassing the police because I'd like to show everyone how much of a liar you are. This is approximately 8 to 10 hours later, and here's you giving a recap of what happened with the police.
She called to do a...
What? Look at her birthday hat. What? Did she put on her head for her birthday? And she bought herself a balloon?
welfare check. It's great. And I wasn't. And when the cops got here, I was perfectly fine. Matter of fact, I set up my little iPod or my little thing up there, and we actually all talked. I'm like, you're on Facebook Live, right?
Right.
Well, I'm smart.
Michelle,
Right.
please allow me to
Right.
vacuum up all of...
Yeah, we saw what happened. It wasn't like they were all sitting there like, right? Like, when was the last time you saw Godsmack, right? Are you like a crowd surfer too, dude? Do says, right, 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 right.
the bullshit you just spewed before I keep talking.
Stay the fuck off my property.
Okay, so this is our little tough stunt double, crowd surfing, roundhouse, kick girl, screaming, stay the fuck off my property to the cops. No doubt her dumb ass walked out to the edge to make sure that they were in their vehicles leaving because she's so tough. She did this as they were walking away, but this is what she did. Watch her. Watch this.
Fuck you.
Yeah, she wants to make sure she's in the camera, right? Because she's all tough. She's all jacked up. Now watch this.
So can you see why I said you were lying when you told the story during your birthday party? You said you had a good talk with the police. They came over. You brought out your little tripod. The only truth in that statement was you did bring the tripod out. But everything else, Michelle, was a complete lie. And you are a complete disgrace to all of the citizens of your city. And the thing is, Michelle, I can tell you thought you were going to look so cool, cussing out the police, getting your viewers all riled up, ready to see this interaction. And you made yourself look like the biggest joke ever.
You believe that?
Okay, now watch her. She's all flexed up. Oh yeah, yes, roundhouse kick girl. Yeah, with your empty beer bottles behind her. Home decor. Yeah, now watch her. She's tell you what she told those cops. Okay, here go. Oh, roundhouse kick girl's all ready to go. Listen to this.
That's it?
What happened to those eyebrows? Did you see them go up? Okay, like I say, she's got the hairline of the frickin' devil. And then those eyebrows went up. I don't know how they do that. What are those muscles called? Your levator super chili, something super chili, Cilli. Your levator super shilly. And I thought that she espouses that she's a stroke victim, right? And that she's had 2 strokes. Well, we know that we proved one right, one wrong. And then the last time that this happened, when she was called on all of her bullshit, she said that she had another stroke and all this stuff. Well, they both, that's pretty good control over your face, because those eyebrows have a freaking mind of their own. And now she's all going to be, watch her flexing. She's going to flex back and forth like, oh yeah, I told them mofos off. Watch this.
You believe that shit?
Oh,
There's
man.
always a job to get done.
Man.
And when even
Man.
one machine is down, you don't have...
Like I say, I hope that by me using commentary on Penelope's amazing work of arts is going to get a lot of ad revenue for this. That's why I'm just kind of letting them play, so that she gets that, because she should not have been chased off of the platform by Michelle's flying monkeys that she talked into doxing everybody. So stupid. Who would feel that they should do that for her? Like, what in her behavior made people think that, yeah, I want to stand with this bish. I want this bish to be my queen. Who would think that they should do that for her? And I saw it. I saw it. What, cops' wives doxing for her? Did they have any history? Did they have any idea of her history and what she has done? Why would cops' wives do this? A nurse practitioner is enabling her right now. What are they trying to do? Are they trying to unalive this one? Because that's what's going to happen. So let's see here. This Botox can cause allergic. Yeah, I'm afraid of Botox. I think I'd have a complete allergic reaction. So let's see here. We'll unmute on this ad, and then you just gotta see this. You gotta see this. But thank you for being patient through these ads that I'm letting run and doing commentary. And there we go. Let's see.
You believe that shit?
No.
Got the police report.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, look at her flexing up. Like, yeah. Well, they came out. I had a good talk with them. Yeah, we just stood around. We chilled and we laughed, man. They tipped back some beers. You see those beers, man? Deuces. They were real cool. And yeah, and they know me well. That's the way she likes others to believe. But instead, she's sitting there, step to my camera. Step to my fucking camera. Are you kidding? And her eyebrows are up like this, and she's bouncing back and forth because, she thinks she's the shit. And she's like, yeah, well, they came out here so I could do the report. I filed the report. Anything happened to Mooly? No. The cops think you're crazy.
Got the police report.
Oh.
Did you hear me tell them to stay the fuck off my property?
No, I didn't. Because I'd love to say, to watch you say that to them, to their face, because you didn't. You pussy. You lying ass pussy.
So it is their fault.
So somebody must have put in there, it's not their fault. So, oh no, it is their fault. So this is how she treats citizens on parole. Patrol?
Oh, they've got her name.
Oh, yeah, because the cops in Georgia are going after Mooly. They got her name now. All right, you solved the crime there, Inspector Gadget, Groucho Marx looking weirdo ass, devil hairline. She's always got that fling of hair that comes up like a frickin' doodle bug, too.
I need help. Do you see this? They're not coming to my fucking property again.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Deuces. Right. Deuces. Yeah, they're not coming to my fucking property again. Right.
Yeah, you heard me? Get the fuck off my motherfucking property.
Oh, yeah, Michelle. You're so freaking cool. Deuces. Put a 1 in the comments if you think Michelle is cool. Deuces.
Saw that? You saw that? What'd I say? Get the fuck off my motherfucking property.
Yeah. Isn't that cool? She waited till they were all the way the F off the property in their vehicles, yeeting out of there as fast as they could. And then she screamed on her property that she says has five acres of nothing except for pregnant armadillo things that she has to pew pew and rats and bats and her nasty ass.
Here's my police report.
My police report.
No, I'm.
Look at her. This was 6. And this is what people have chosen as their YouTube queen to make her have the floor? To give her money? Why? Why would anybody give her money? Can anybody tell me why?
I'm not going to respect them because there's something that they're not supposed to do.
Oh, she's not going to respect the police because they did something they're not supposed to do. Because she told them they're not allowed to come to her property. She told them, look at her like that. Look at her flexing.
Did you see me get the fuck off my motherfucking property? Saw that?
No, you dumb snatch, I didn't.
No, Michelle, I'm pretty sure most of us are still in shock and we do not believe that shit that we just witnessed.
Or as Penelope says, like that.
And what in the world did you even report? But third, I'm pretty sure the entire state of Georgia heard you telling them to get off your property. Although kind of weak you yelled it once they got in their cars and started to drive away if you're such a badass.
Exactly.
But honestly, Michelle, and I will let you know that I didn't grow up with really any adults. I never even saw any adults behave the way that you're behaving. So my shock may be a little less valuable, but you are so incredibly low class and trashy. I'm actually embarrassed to share a gender with you.
Cuss them. Last night they would not come out. Last night because there is a thing on 911. But now
there's a thing on 911 to don't go to Michelle's place because she said so. Yet they have her gate code in the system. How many times has this woman abused the system? Okay? YouTube's terms of services, she's broken how many rules on YouTube since she began? Enough that finally, 10 channels were taken down and she can't find a way to finally put one. They must have blocked her ISP. I mean, no doubt she'll find another way. And then what's she going to do? Is she going to do a rehab tour and everybody's going to give her all this money? When she was in the hospital last month, people were sending her flowers, pears, apples, cheeseburgers, sushi, all so that she could act like a deranged twat and get kicked out AMA. And now say that because her haters got her kicked out of the hospital, she'll never work again. Yeah, she could, so now it's everybody's fault. She says that her best friend is a model and an amputee that crowd surfed with her. And she's an amputee because she was in a motorcycle accident with her husband that used to crowd surf with her. So she crowd surfs in a wheelchair now and she's an amputee. Well, Michelle, how would she feel about you whining about you might have to get one digit of your toe taken off as a consequence for all of your disgusting behavior and your substance abuse issues and your inability to be a part of your own healing and stop smoking 2 packs of cigarettes a day? What do you think is going to happen to your health? So you say your best friend is an amputee and all of that. You're going to go tell her that now you can't work a day in your life because of that toe? How is she going to feel about that? She's your best friend, right? You're going to disrespect your friend who's an amputee like that? When I lived in Vegas and I was dealing with my second time of having septic shock, I had taken care of people with shock and sepsis in the hospital when I was in nursing before I had to stop that because of my extreme latex allergy. But I had seen so many people lose toes. that when it happened to me, when I had that kind of sepsis that could have that, I made sure that I bent my toes nonstop to move them around as much as I could, told my husband to be sure that, I always had extra blankets on my toes. I did everything that I could because my greatest fear was losing one of my toes because I've seen it happen with that. And I do have major small fiber nerve damage from my knees down to my elbows down. I'm missing 90% of my small fiber nerves on the inside. But because I saw that and I knew that, and I did the best that I could to be a part of my care, I did not lose a toe. Now, when I was in the waiting room in Las Vegas at the infectious disease doctor's clinic, as it was Vegas, many people were wearing flip flops and many people were missing a toe or many toes. It happens. It happens, and especially when you're in addiction. Your vascular surgeon said when you had that on live stream and you put it there, the vascular surgeon said you had a 60% block in that peripheral nerve and you needed to stop smoking. And what did you say?
No. My users, my subs have a YouTube channel and they said it's from a bad pedicure. It's from a bad pedicure.
And he's like, no, it's you've got a block. We got to get in there and figure out why that is, and you need to stop smoking.
No, that's not true.
And then the people in the chat were like, oh gosh, he didn't even say anything about this and that and that. He didn't say anything about this and that because what she has told you about this and that is not true. That doctor knew exactly her health background, and it wasn't what she said to you it was. So then the people in the chat said, get a new doctor, get a second opinion, get all of that. So what'd she do? She used that to get the idea to get out of the hospital. And you see how filthy she is. She's not able to clean her foot properly. The bottom of her feet are filthy again. With all of the rats and bats, she could very well have hantavirus, rabies, and everything else, which would explain all of this behavior. But she's not clean, and the dogs are eating those bandages with that infection on it. This is a disgusting situation for a disgusting person that needs help. She needs to be behind bars. Years ago, when they had institutions, we wouldn't even know of people like Michelle because of the good people that got put behind bars because of husbands who could do that. They just wanted a new wife. Then the whole country became that to where everybody's deinstitutionalized, but you have people like her who need to be cared for full time because they don't have the ability to regulate themselves responsibly. She is the best case example we have from this. Please stop giving her money. You are going to kill her. She is driving drunk. She is driving on all of these drugs to go and get more drugs. Do you want to be responsible for the family of 5 that she ends up taking out at a stop sign because she's live streaming drunk and high? No? Then don't give her the money. Do you want to be the one responsible for when she doesn't wake up the next day because you gave her the money to go and get those drugs the night before? No? Don't give her the money. Right now, if they have a crisis intervention team there, they are well aware of her. They have a history. Let her get the help that she needs and stop enabling her while she is in there. She probably just wants a ride to the hospital so she can use their phones. It'll be a different ISP that'll come out of and she can stream that way. Thank you. Um, um, oh. um, Let me see. Just a moment. Technical problems here. Technical problems. I think that was there not one in there?
No, I made that fresh.
But didn't it have a?
No, I made it fresh.
Oh, well. No. maybe just that. Maybe that. Is this? No, my stomach's just not doing great. Do that. Oh,
These three are going away.
thank you so much.
Welcome.
I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. That was the cook. My bed and breakfast. My bed and breakfast. I was trying to figure out what salad dressing I wanted because my regular salad dressing isn't here. I'm a cook, but I don't eat on my lives like somebody I know, right? I think it's so gross, and I have that thing where I can't stand to see people chew, so I always eat alone. What is it called? I can't remember. Misophonia. That's why I get homicidal if I see people eat, so it pisses me off. So anyway, let's watch her just a little bit more.
She wants to tell me I'm a sin. Marissa, suck my fucking tits.
Oh, the ones that Ski said are tuna cans and tube socks. Yep. She flashed. Well, she's been flashing Ski. She's been giving him the news when she was trying to get him to come out to her bed and breakfast at the Bates Motel. Cue the movie Misery. Step to my picture. Step to my picture. So I filmed the room. Did you guys see the short that I did about Michelle and Ski? If she got Ski there and how he'd have to pay the rent? Yep. Yep. So anyway, here she is flexing, thinking she's such hot shit, saying yeah, I don't have to respect the cops because they did what they're not supposed to do. They're not allowed to come to my house because I told them not to. So that's the way it is, right? You know, if you get the cops called on you, you just call up and be like, you're not allowed to come to my house. So don't do it, man. If you do, I'm not gonna. But aren't we supposed to remember that she said that you know, she knows the cops well and she does a lot of volunteer work? Is it volunteer work when they come out to your house and they have to tell you this and that? And they shut her up with that other case that she had? Yeah, you're so freaking tough, Michelle. Yeah.
No, they're not doing their job. Because there was
So somebody must have said they're just doing their job. She's like, no, they're not doing their job because you don't know what a job is, you.
calls last night. Oh, I know they're nice. But you know what? They're like, boom.
Yeah, like boom. I got this report, bitches.
I'm eating breakfast.
Oh shit. Wait a minute. Did you guys just see that laundry room? Let me see that. Watch this.
No, they're not doing their job. Because there was calls last night. Oh, I know they're nice. But you know what? They're like, boom. I'm eating breakfast.
No, look at all that nasty. This was her living by herself for how long at that time, right? It's only her that she has to take care of, and her laundry room's all nasty like that. She's got stuff all over the floor. Now you can tell that she hasn't moved from that couch, and there's just all the prescription bags and everything all over the floor. She's disgusting. Yep. Oh, ma'am, I just missed that shot again. Let's see. When she bends down. Let's see. Get it right. Nah, I can't get it.
Hopefully you're not still eating breakfast. Which is it? Did you tell 911 not to send the police, which isn't an option? Or did the police just decide that you've been harassing them for weeks and you don't deserve any more of their resources
Maybe.
that taxpayers have to pay for? Especially because you don't contribute to society economically. And Michelle, your husband doesn't even want to suck your titties? I'm sure they don't either.
I'm eating breakfast.
Oh, shit. Almost had it again. But let's think about how much money the taxpayers have to pay for all that is Michelle. In a nutshell, she is on disability. She has her food stamps, everything like that, because she's talked about those in the store. Remember when she got in the big fight in the store and the cashier and blah, 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 person in line. She gets alimony from her retired military husband. So that's our government money as well. also paying for that house that she's in until she can be fumigated out in May and all of the damages within. So when she goes to the hospital and she says she's going to the ER every day, which is ridiculous because why would you go to the ER every day if you had instructions on what you were supposed to be doing with your toe every day and you were supposed to be going to the doctor, like the podiatrist that you were supposed to be going to? Why would you go to the ER every day? But the TRICARE that she has, because she has TRICARE covering when she's going to the hospital every day, the ER every day, all of the drugs, everything every day. But she was live streaming and people were paying her because she's like,
I can't relax because I don't even know how much it's going to cost me to go to this hospital now and be in this hospital. I need the money for my drugs and to be in here. I can't relax. I can't.
Well, she looks so swollen and disgusting right now because her liver and kidney can't keep up with the drugs that she has in her system and the alcohol in her system to the new stuff she's putting in. So she's going to overdose. She's not going to make it. And people are giving her money to contribute to that. She's a garbage gut addict is what they are called when they don't have the capacity to stop themselves. They put anything and everything in. And they get addicted to anything and everything. And she's addicted to all of the money and the attention that she gets by people believing that she's a victim. People stop supporting this. And you guys support somebody who speaks to law enforcement officers like that? It's disgusting.
That's the second. That's the fourth time she swatted me. No, they're gone.
Nobody has swatted you, you dumbass. You had well person checks.
They're gone. They walked off, they got in their trucks, and they drove the fuck off my property.
Oh, yeah, tough guy, Michelle. They drove off, yeah. You told them, step to my camera. Step to this shot. Who are you?
They're gone. Do you see how long that took? They're gone. They're gone. Yeah, it is SWAT and calling somebody on me. I was cooking.
No, it's not swatting when somebody calls in on you for a well person check.
Motherfucking breakfast.
How long does it take you to eat your brekkie, huh? And this is the thing, is that she is an overgrown toddler. Now, she talks about her grandma having a lot of money and her grandma having to raise her children. It sounded like when she was talking to the one who's in prison that she told to remove his penis and put it down his throat and swallow it and eat it so the prison was easier on him and he shouldn't have called her. That was the biggest mistake, blah, 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 blah. Okay, because she's the best mom in the world. Oh, she was mamacita to all of his gangbangers, and she'd go into the gangbanger homes and get them. She was happy that he was in prison because she used to have to pay $50 a week for somebody to tell her if her son was alive or not. And her daughter lives wonderfully without her, raised by her dad, not her ex here. This is a whole different ex. She didn't have children with ETN. I don't know how many baby daddies she has, but anyway. When she's in her thing and she's talking about why she's a borderline personality disorder, she says it's because her mom always used to insult and go below the belt, cut below the belt. So that's why right now when anybody tries to take her on, she just sits there and goes,
you're fat, you're ugly, you're fat, you're ugly, you're fat, you're ugly, you're fat, you're ugly, you're fat, you're ugly.
And that's her catch thing. And it bothered me because she was doing that to women. And I really... here I am thrashing on a woman and, somebody can say that I thrash on women on my channel. I like to build people up. If you go and you check on my comments and see what I generally do, it's generally building people up. But when it comes to people like Michelle, no, I do not build those types up at all. And it's disgusting that it's been allowed that she's been able to insult people. And it hurt my feelings the way that she was able to say those things to other women. And I didn't know that it was part of kind of a trolling thing on Ski's panel. So, he got demonetized with her because allegedly he was part of, or she doxed somebody else when she was on, and he was on IP2 which is kind of like this little group on YouTube where they kind of self-monitor things from what I understand. And she had ultimately went to IP2 for help, saying that she was being bullied online. This is what she did. And she started an anti-bully channel, that she's such a victim of bullying. And people believed her that she's bullied. She bullies the freaking cops. She bullies everybody. She is the biggest bully online. And Penelope did another thing on that, showing that she's the biggest freaking bully online. But anyway, it's interesting to see her looking like this, because you can see that she is a child, that something did happen terribly and traumatically to her as a toddler, most likely to give her this weird being that she is, where she is literally a toddler in the body of an adult, and a bad toddler. Sounds like, if her grandma did this, her mother was abusive. She doesn't ever speak of a father, but Ski was able to show that if a man tells her to do anything, she responds like a little child and is so sweet and will do anything. But then when a man insults her, it is scorched earth. And she was sitting there trying to horn on Ski, giving him pictures, nudies, and all the stuff all the time, trying to lure him in. And then when he dared to question her on her lies, she threatened to get her husband, she said, ex-husband, that she said abused her and everything. She was threatening to have him kick Ski's ass. She's like, oh yeah, my husband is ex-military, and he's gonna, he's special forces, and oh yeah, he's an international man of mystery, and yeah, he's gonna go kick your ass. Okay, so in that alternate universe that is Michelle, Michelle's gonna say, hey, this guy who I was trying to get to come and live with me, so he'd be holed up in the house too with me, and then you couldn't get the house, and I've been sending him sexual nudies, and I've been flashing him a lot. Yeah, well, you see, he just called me out for all of my drugs. And so I want you to go and kick his ass. And here's his address, okay? And Etienne is supposed to be like, oh, sure, Michelle. Let me do that. Like, what in the hell? This just proves this woman cannot think. She needs help. She needs to get into a rehab and be left alone. No more attention from anybody. Let her focus on herself and her self-healing. And then a year from now or so, we can all look and say, oh, isn't this wonderful? Michelle is sober. She's worked hard on herself. Isn't it great to see the improvement? Until and if that happens, nobody give her $1.
Michelle, how is it that you don't understand simple words and simple concepts? Instead of begging everyone for Cash App donations and PayPal donations and then putting out what looks like a full-on wedding registry for an Amazon wish list, why don't you ask someone to buy you a dictionary? I think that would be very helpful. Michelle, and the only thing I can keep thinking of is how much money I would have paid to be in the police car with those two gentlemen when they were leaving. I would love to know what that conversation sounded like.
I was eating breakfast on my birthday. She called them last night. 50 people called that. No, they're great. They're nice. But I'm sick of it, and they know that. It's not their fault. But did you hear me? Did you see the camera? Get the fuck off my fucking property.
Oh, yeah.
Michelle, now feel free to correct me if I'm wrong, because this is an assumption I'm making. But the way that you're retelling the story of these events leads me to believe that you seriously thought you looked cool. Mm-hmm. You did not. I've never had so much secondhand embarrassment.
Yep, she thinks she's hot shit.
Right.
But more than anything, Michelle, the people that are currently watching you as you retell these stories like the, notorious roundhouse kick girl, Everyone was watching, Michelle. They saw that didn't go down that way. And again, please allow me to take you back to just 2 hours earlier when Michelle was telling someone on her live panel about the police in her town.
Well, she swatted me 3 times. And I live in a small town, right? And so they know now, because I was swatted 3 times, that they're not going to come to my house. And so they called me to find out.
You really think someone would do that? Just go on the internet and tell lies?
2 fucking cops, 2 SUVs on my goddamn driveway.
So I guess yes, someone would just go on the internet and tell lies.
Yep.
So Michelle, just 2 hours prior to the police rolling up into your driveway, you were explaining to someone on panel how the police know you so well and you talk to them so much that they know just to call you first because you've been swatted so often, not even to come out. I guess that was a lie.
I can't call the Hershey police. I have to file the report here.
Why are people trying to get people to call the police based on YouTube fighting? What is this? I mean, I've been on the YouTube for 2 years, I guess. I mean, long ago, I started a channel, probably watched a couple videos, really wasn't on YouTube. Started the one channel, just trolled the animal abuser and piece of crap. And, started my own channel 10 months ago. So why and what is this that goes on to call the police and tie up the line so that people who honestly need help are not getting the help? I don't want to say, I'm not a fan of Mooley, but this happened because this one started stalking Mooley, and then people who believed that she was telling the truth got into it. It's disgusting what has happened. There need to be a police report filed to Mooley. Why? Why are they telling her to do this? Why are people seeing what they saw and on her side and giving her money? Like Penelope said, she did a Amazon wish list. So it was like a bridal registry. These people sent her all these gifts, money. It's disgusting. She got $3,000 in the last week for her baby toe.
Molly, eat a bag of dicks. You're so obsessed with me, you stupid fucking bitch.
Well, Molly, I say I'm not a fan. I'm not on anybody's side technically, but I think Molly could freaking take her. I mean, we know that Michelle was a roundhouse kick girl, but I'm serious. If her little druggy ass got up and tried to square up with Molly, I think Molly would take her out in one punch. I really do.
Well, Michelle, I don't know if you've heard this saying, but some people will say SOL. You're shit out of luck. My mom would often say that to me when I was younger. I think it's why I didn't turn out to be a spoiled, entitled asshole.
Yeah.
Like yourself. And I have another request of you. Can you please learn one more comeback or insult outside of eat a bag of dicks?
Oh, she did. She
Because
says you're fat and ugly now.
2005 just called. They want their saying back. It's not funny anymore, Michelle. It's way played out.
I'm calling 911 and chewing them out because they're not supposed to do that.
She's going to call 911 and chew them out because they weren't supposed to do that. That those officers that came out that didn't step to the angle that she said, she's going to now call 911 through the 911, just as she said, and chew them out.
So I'm going to handle the daytime 911 operator right now.
Oh, you're going to handle the daytime 911 operator right now. Like I say, I hope you step up to her too sometime in public and she'll knock you out too.
I'm hanging up. And I'm calling 911 because there's a note at 911 not to call me.
Michelle, did you?
So she's going to get off her live stream. She's going to hang up and call 911. You saw there was not an active emergency there. She was going to hang up and call the 911 emergency system so she could tell them off, to tell them they weren't supposed to come there. So what, she didn't want to talk to their manager because I told them they are not supposed to come out here because she's already been swatted 5 times and there's a note in their file. They are not supposed to come out there.
You just announced to the internet that you're going to call 911
Yep.
and chew them out.
Yep.
After you just told someone that 911 was upset with Molly for tying up the line. Now stop and think. Does that make any sense? And Michelle, you are such a fucking liar.
Mm-hmm.
There is no possible way that a 911 operator would leave a sticky note saying that the police don't need to go to your home if ever called about it. That would be obstructing emergency services and she'd get arrested for it. Michelle, how stupid do you think people are? Why do you always lie?
Were the cops, could you see the cops visibly? Could you visibly see the cops in the video?
Yeah.
Could you see it when I pulled my stand out? Could you see them?
She eats.
Could you see the cops in the background?
What?
Huh? Could you see the cops? Could you see the cops in the background?
Yeah, we could all see them.
Did I have my stand set up good?
Michelle.
Did I have my scene set up good? Did you all see the cops in the background? That's what she said, is she's eating her little food.
Why do you need so much validation from everyone else? I am so embarrassed for you. Everything you have done on YouTube has been extremely embarrassing, low class, and trashy. But this took the cake. And all you want to know is if your camera was angled appropriately. Forget that you completely embarrassed yourself in front of your local police and harassed them. And yes, Michelle, yes, the entire world watched you behave like a spoiled 5-year-old Karen in training. Michelle, I almost feel like it was my birthday yesterday based on this next portion of the video.
Here we go. Here we go. Y'all ready? You got the warning. You will not be able to unhear this.
And what you delivered to me. I'm honestly speechless, but I
wait for it. It's going to be good.
Thought it appropriate to add a little bit of a trigger warning for anyone watching this video, because I want you to know that you will not be able to unhear what you're about to hear or unsee it. It made me feel so awkward. It was like walking in on my grandparents having sex.
You're warned.
That's how awkward I felt.
This is Jupiter.
I was treated in my cheeks and in my chin.
And this is what it's like to feel sad.
I'm going
there you go.
Here
it is.
Birthday.
It's the birthday girl.
And I'm going to discuss what happens if the cops come tonight, because I haven't been laid since before May 9th of 2021.
There you go. It's 2 years. It's been 2 years, as she says, and I don't know how she has that like written there. But there's all kinds of cobwebs and everything up there. So this is, her admitting it with this hat that she put on, this birthday hat she made, this tinfoil birthday condom hat, and the balloon that she has for herself. So let's hear it.
So if they're going to come in, I'm going to ask them if they want to get laid. Seriously.
Yep. She thought those cops that came out were, that she wanted them to step to her camera, were hot for her. And if they get called on her that night, which was the birthday night, she was going to ask them to have sex with her.
Michelle, why does it look like You have a condom on your hat. What the fuck? I warned you guys about this, and it gets worse. Don't worry. Michelle, you can't seem to remember anything accurately. How in the world, first of all, I'm going to ask why you would even divulge this information to the public, but how do you remember that May 9th of 2021 is the last time, and I'm going to use your words, you quote, got laid?
I promise that's how to make them stop. That's how to make them stop showing up.
How does she know that that's how you make the cops stop showing up? You proposition them, and then they will not come back? How does she know this? Has there been other addresses in which she has holed her parasitic ass up into, and the cops have been summoned, and she opens the door, maybe with, as Ski called them, her tuna cans in tube socks? And then when she flashed the diaper saying that she had a little landing spot for her bikini line, she had the diaper dressing. But she was the escort that never ever once had sexual relations. Never ever once. It was only time for money that these men paid $500 for her to turn the fuck around and leave when she showed up.
Because I look pretty hot tonight.
Well, yeah. I mean, on the hotness scale, I mean, is that not the hottest of hot that you've ever seen in your life? When you guys have all seen everything that is Michelle, that Penelope tried to warn everybody 6 months ago, but was so rudely silenced because of the people that she conned into doxing Penelope, the YouTube god.
I look pretty hot tonight. So if they show up, I'm going to be like,
hey, deuces. You wanna bend me over?
Hey, it's my birthday. I'm on YouTube Live, and I've got a hater, and I'm celebrating my birthday with all these people.
What did she put? This? You put livestock on the wins at the 4-H club. What? Look at her. Look at her. You saw how gross and dirty.
Hey, it's my birthday. Hey.
Do you want to do a live video?
Step to my camera. Do you want to do a live with me? Hey, I'm some old hag out here that, is drunk and I smoke 2 packs a day and, got my peripheral arteries all blocked with the nicotine. But hey.
Yeah. Oh, kiss it. I told him to get the fuck out. Deuces.
Do you want to do live? Do you want to do live video, baby? Do I look sexy?
No. She just did this. No. This is why she was the escort that never once put out. This is why she was the escort that made $500 per hour to get the back out. Look at, and that's her move. That's her move.
It's Toastgate. We're discussing Toastgate. Bet me, I won't.
Michelle, I definitely agree that is one way to keep the cops away and every other man on earth. Please, never make that noise and face at the same time ever again. It makes me gag and throw up a little in my mouth.
Yep.
Also, what are you pretending to sit on? Why are you moving like that?
Uh-huh.
no one is going to bet you, Michelle. We all know that you're always willing to make a fool out of yourself, so that's a losing bet. Last, Michelle, the police officers that were there earlier, you're old enough to be their mom. None of them are going to have sex with you, even if you do kiss like a dried lip grandma and lick like a weird old lizard.
I can't wait till they come to my house again because I'm going to tell them that it's my birthday and I haven't been laid since before March 9th of 2021. And I'm going to ask them if I look sexy and who wants to hit it. I'm going to fucking flirt with them so hard. We're going to have so much fun.
She's going to flirt with them so hard that remember, they would not even go in to her house. They were like, bitch, I'm gonna stand out here. You're fine. We're leaving. You're fine. Okay. You go get your driver's license. You go in that house. We're not going in that house with you. Step to my camera angle. And she thinks that was some kind of a mating ritual. She thinks that those men right there wanted her, and that they're just probably just waiting until, she lets out the bat signal again, literally. And they come out there and they're like, oh, ma'am, you haven't been laid in almost 2 years. Well, allow me to undo my handcuffs and put my belt aside and rail you. Yuck!
If they show up tonight, I'm going to ask which one wants to fuck me. What?
That would be none of them. Now look at this screenshot that I just did. And why does one of her eyeballs pop out like that? It is not the first time it's happened. It is not. So she is supposed to be a professional lady of the night on disability, but making $500 an hour, as an escort. Sure. With a voice like that.
Watch. Seriously.
Yeah. We'll watch. We'll watch you make a live. Yeah, look at that. Look. We'll watch you make a live of you begging the cops to fuck you, asking which one wants to do me. And the cops are going to be like, no, job ain't worth it. Run. No.
If they come to my house again tonight, I'm going to ask them, I'm going to start picking them up and be like, you're so hot.
You're so hot.
You're so hot.
I am not making this up. The lizard lipping. She has no lips. And she thinks she's so hot. Like I said, when she keeps flashing, she flashed Ski the other night, and I guess that's a major terms of service thing that can get him in big trouble and everything. And so he had to stop the feed or whatever. She did it because she wanted him to delete it because he had caught her in some lies. And he said that her boobies are disgusting, and she thinks they're hot. She talks about them all the time because she talks about how I think ETN bought them.
You're so hot.
Oh, you're so hot. Dulces.
Watch me. If they show up at my house again tonight, oh yeah, it's going to be on like Donkey Kong.
No.
Mm-hmm.
Nope.
If they show up, it's going to be on like Donkey Kong.
Nope.
Yep.
Nope.
Yep, you did it. I threw up in my mouth a little bit.
It was close for me too. Oh man, I'm trying that Zofran.
Delusion at its finest. Some may claim that I'm being mean by telling you that, Michelle. I think I'm being nice because I'm telling you the truth. And I'm going to try to help you because you will be single soon. Your divorce papers are getting officially signed by you soon.
Yep.
So I'm going to give you some advice.
They are
First of all,
signed, sealed, and...
Please never use the word flirt and hard in the same sentence. While you may think that's sexy, coming out of your mouth, it is not. I would also like to give you a tip. Michelle, If you're gonna pucker your lips or lick them to insinuate whatever mouth activities you'll be promising, don't tuck your lips under.
Right. Put them
You
out.
now look like you have no teeth and no lips. Men like big, sexy lips, Michelle, so when you make yours disappear, it's creepy. That's friendly advice. I'm also not going to point out the fact that a little clip ago, May 9th was the last sexual encounter you had. Now it's before March 9th, but
I thought that she said it was May 9th. And then she said March 9th. So she's so like sure of the date of it and then not. Oh man. And you know what? And if people want to say that, oh, I'm a bully and whatnot, no, because this bitch has it coming because of how she was punching. She's punching her dogs with fury in her face. She's punching Jake and kicking Jake. You punch and kick a dog, this is fair game. This is fair game. You punch and kick a dog, no. And then she put Etienne's dog to sleep just to spite him. That when he left and he would not come back, she put his dog to death for it. That's what she did. That's how disgusting and petty she is. This is what she does. And then she actively beats up and kicks a dog. So like I say, I'm not mean girl in this. I am showing exactly what she does to police officers, everybody else, and she abuses animals. You abuse animals, I'm coming for you. It's fair game. It's on.
I gotta say is there's my girl mixing up the truth again. And Michelle, this is my birthday present to you. I made you a...
What is... Penelope made Michelle a Tinder profile. Michelle, 49, 2 miles away. She's her nickname is Roundhouse Kick Girl. Recently divorced, a rope expert, kratom expert. I weigh 107 pounds. I bet you she's even less than that because she that's the thing is that she's very small and she thinks she's so freaking tough, jump up on those cops. But she's lost a lot of weight from her drug abuse and everything now. She looks like she's pushing 90 pounds. Retired stunt double. She knows Tom Cruise. BFFs with the local police. She has a minor in psychology from NOLA. Bitches. A home commercial. I have a commercial home gym. My bathtub is awesome. Ooh.
a Tinder profile. Once your divorce papers are signed and you want to get back out there, you may want to join something like Tinder. And I wanted to give you a little advice. Feel free to use this profile if you like. You are more than welcome to. But I have some advice. Once you join Tinder and you find that lucky man that's going to come over to bump uglies, please do not say it's going to be on like Donkey Kong. As you can see here, there is nothing sexy about Donkey Kong. So it's going to be on like Donkey Kong is not a sexual phrase. I can promise you that. And once again, I want to say thank you for your service to all of our police men and women, particularly those that live near Michelle.
Yes.
You all deserve some overtime.
Yes.
Thank you for sticking through that. I hope everyone's stomachs are doing okay. I apologize for the ending.
Zofran's
but this
pushing on
video
mine.
was for entertainment purposes only, and comments are my opinion. This video was made in accordance with the fair use copyright disclaimer.
Now,
Welcome to Penelope's Lane.
what I wanted to do was, let me see if I can do this. Let's see here. I wanted to show where she hits Jake and Lola. I don't know if you guys have seen that. Let's see. Let's see here. Might be Oh, she farted. Let's see. She don't drink in life. This is the thing, is that Penelope has just done such great work, and she just absolutely never fails. Anything you want to know about Michelle, go here. And I hope that she takes on other creators, and that, I wonder if it's on this one. Is this where she's the biggest bully?
Someone in her chat that doesn't lie to her and tell her she's beautiful and amazing. That's right, Michelle. They're lying to you.
Yep.
This literally just happened about an hour ago on Michelle's live stream.
Let's see.
Oh, Robin, how you doing, Robin? I've got one of my fat friends here. What's up, Triple Chin? What?
That's a friend. So I think it's the I believe this is the Robin that came over from Molly's, who was Molly's scheduler, to become Michelle's mod. And Michelle, even to the people that are her friends, she is very insulting, and she just said, "Oh, one of my fat friends is on. How are you, Triple Chin?" And that, I think this is the one where she goes on and says, "Yeah, I'll charge you $100 for each chin I'm gonna clean. I'm gonna come and clean all your chins. $100 a chin." This is her big flex, is calling women fat and ugly. A misogynist is a man that hates a woman, but she's like a female misogynist. Let's see if this is gonna show it. I wonder where it shows where she was hitting the dogs. So that, again, this is Michelle, and this is 3 months ago. Let me see here.
What's up, Triple Chin? Let's make her famous. Look what I got in my chat. Look what I got in my chat. Look what I got in my chat.
The thing is, Michelle, I had decided that I wasn't going to comment anymore on your unfortunate looks. Because honestly, it's too mean. You are extremely unattractive. Plus, you make a fool out of yourself so often that I don't need to stoop to the level of the thirsty wannabe channels and just comment on someone's physical appearance. You get and act so much more like a fool that I have so much more content. But after I saw this, Michelle, I thought it was important to let YouTube know that you're the biggest bully on this platform. And what most of us can already see, you're also the ugliest. So, Michelle, after I saw this,
what I got in my chat.
Okay, so like I said, look at how she was there, and she claimed to be 107 pounds, and how much she's, and like I said, this is because people gave her money, cards, and bought her gifts that she all has made into cash, which went into drugs. People have contributed to the downfall that is Michelle. And then once she was questioned on her lies, now it's the big old, oh, she's going to S. So you guys all created this monster by giving her this money, and now it's a big situation. Like I say, I don't know why anybody would support anybody who talks to the police like that, but who beats up their animals like that is disgusting. But allowing her to talk like that to people, and this is when she was all at her, everybody just loved her. Was playing on this. How did she get all these mods to give? These mods were giving her all of their time for free. Why would anybody do that? She's getting all this money. These mods are doing everything for her. These mods are doxing for her. As you guys saw, that one, she said, wait till my husband gets home and I'll have him run it. And she said that her husband's a detective. So how would that detective, who was running people's names for his wife so his wife could dox people in Michelle's chat, how would the police who have to respond to Michelle's antics like to know that a fellow brother in blue was giving out information to allow Michelle to further bully people? Oh yeah, get those thingies.
Charge you $300 to clean your triple chin. $100 for each level.
Yep, this is it.
Right, Robin? You got triple chins, 100 for one level, 100 for the other, and 100 for the next.
That's what she thinks is funny. This is a bully. This is a disgusting bully. Saying that this is to one of the people that she had donating her time. That she had manipulated this woman off of Molly's platform. I believe this is the same Robin. That she had taken her time, got her over here, and now this woman, and if it's the Robin, I believe that this Robin said that she's disabled as well. And is being insulted like that. And this is before Michelle was totally, off her rocker like she is right now. That this is how she talks to other women. Now, wasn't it interesting that when she first came on this platform and she was alone on her birthday? That's because she pushes everybody out in the way that she has done, as we've all witnessed. And this is how she treats people. That's how she treats the police. This is how she treats people who are doing free work for her.
I'll charge you $300 to clean your chin.
So, Michelle, I decided that when you handpicked someone out of chat that you don't like, that you actually need a heavy dose of reality. So please allow me. And before I forget, I heard your little story about the little cop that came to help you because you're so little with your big box at the post office. I wanted to give you a dose of reality on that too, Michelle. Number one, you're far too old for him. Plus, you look a good 15 years older than you actually are. Mm-hmm. Number two, your stupid ass was blocking traffic, admittedly. He was pulling up behind you and offering to help you put the box in your car so you'd move the fuck along. He wasn't hitting on you. That's disgusting. Let's start off easy, Michelle. Let's start with your bald spot. You see, you're balding on the top of the head where you part your dirty, greasy hair. Can you fucking wash your hair? And is that lice or bugs or something or gray hairs? Jesus. But Michelle, where you part your stringy, fried, damaged gaggle of strands that you call, and I'm doing air quotes, hair, needs some fucking Rogaine. Now let's discuss the disaster that are your eyebrows.
Okay, and now, like I say, it's because she beats up dogs and she trashes on every single person's look. She said that Charlotte on the web, the pretty lady who sits there and chats about drama. There's nothing wrong with Charlotte. She's pretty. She has the most beautiful, captivating blue eyes I have seen. She said that Charlotte is the most hideous person that she's ever seen. Is that what she said? The hideous? Did she say hideous, or did she say, God, what did she say? She said some other word. And Charlotte, took it in, in good stride, says from one, to another. I mean, it was just, this is her go-to. And Julie and Lucy, they're all pretty ladies. Anybody who was talking to Ski, she would talk and say how disgusting they are and all that stuff and how she makes fun of Molly. All of that stuff. I'm not going to go through this because you guys get the point of it. And I don't want too many people that, oh, yeah, you're just bashing on her and she's down and you're kicking her. I want to show where is it that she was hitting the dogs? I wonder if that's in here. Wise cries and farts. Where she exploited her dead brother-in-law. This was quite the have you guys seen that? That's let me see. I wonder if it's in here.
On those bats, ice. Is anyone else as scared of bats as me?
Let's see. Oh, this is where she shows the bats.
Video.
Oh,
you guys remember?
Okay.
Yes, this is it. Watch.
Out, and it's.
God.
So we're going to start with the roommates that we all know the best.
The
Lola
roommates
and Jade. And when I was creating this and getting the clips together, this kind of took a really weird turn. So I just need you guys to hear me out. Let's discuss Lola. Okay, and I told you this took a weird turn. I did not notice this at first. It just dawned on me today. And I will very well, I'll say it right now. I just might be a pervert. And you guys
Yes.
can let me know in the comments. But
Yes,
I'm gonna
Penelope,
play a
you're a
clip for you.
pervert.
And I need you to even maybe close your eyes and pretend that Lola is not there. And
Listen to this. Listen.
tell me what you think Michelle is talking about.
I 100,000% need Lil tonight because I'm fucking stressing so hard, and she knows I am. 100,000 fucking % need Lola. Oh my God, I need Lil tonight. I need 140 pounds of this fucking dog. She legit should be laying on top of me right now, right? Like, legit, I wish she'd be laying on top of me. Like,
Okay, so feel free. If the comment is that I'm the pervert, I take it. But I wanted to clearly state what Michelle says in what appears to be a groggy, sexually frustrated tone.
It is disgusting because she favors, because she's a freaking narcissist and doesn't have anybody to sit there and triangulate with. So she triangulates the dog. She, triangulates. She wants one dog to be against the other with her. So she wants Lola. And remember what she said about those cops and how long it's been.
She says, I 100,000% need Lola tonight. I'm fucking stressing so hard. Oh my God, I need Lola tonight. That wasn't a particularly sexual, frustrating tone. I need 140 pounds of this fucking dog.
God, so gross. So gross. Those poor dogs.
She legit should be laying on top of me right now. Legit, I wish she could be laying on top of me. I am not making that up. Please go back and rewind that. Like I said, I did not catch it until I was reviewing it today.
Nope.
I'm a little creeped out, and it's going to get weirder. So this isn't...
Okay. Did you just see that she had this shirt on that said, I suck at apologies? Did you hear her trying to apologize last week?
Too bad, just your standard French kissing your dog. Maybe
Just your
that's
standard
normal.
French
We've seen her
kissing
do
your
this
dog.
before, so that one wasn't that weird. But up next, you guys, this is weird.
this animal right here. Yeah.
Look at how filthy her house was, and this was 3 months ago. This was, I think, at the 3-month mark, and it has just gotten just grosser and grosser. Just all of the garbage and nastiness of her.
Animal right here. This animal right here. This animal, right? Right? This beast, this big wolf, 103.
Is anyone else getting weird peanut butter vibes from that?
Oh my God. The peanut butter thing. Not even kidding. Not even kidding. There is something that happened in our community that I got wind of. And I literally had to call the cops and be like, I don't know how to tell you this. Is there like a grape crisis line that I can call for a animal that may have been graped with peanut butter? And the officer was like, well, I was like, I don't know who to call. I don't know what to do with this information. I'm like, okay, I'm going to try and tell me what happened. And I'm like, well, I heard that this is this, and I'm not sure when the grape happened, but the animal has not came forward, but there is apparently videotape of it on, yep.
No, it's just me. I'm the pervert. Fair enough.
Nope, sadly it happens. Oh, sad fishy Michelle eating.
Some people need a man because they're codependent. Yep. Some people need men because they're codependent. I'm not codependent.
She's not codependent.
One last thing, not trying to play a game of is Penelope a pervert or not, but perhaps is Lola the reason she's not codependent on men? I don't know. So next we have Jake, and unfortunately we've all seen that Michelle seems to hate Jake. We're gonna watch now Michelle kicking Jake.
Okay, watch
off
this.
the
Trigger
couch.
warning, trigger warning.
Jake, get down, Jake, down.
Okay, now watch, look at her, look at that, look at her mouth get all Bart Simpson like, right?
Right, 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 right.
Okay. She gets furious, and so she'll sit there and honestly sexually make out with Lola. You know, just,
This animal, I want this animal, this 140-pound animal all over me. I need it.
as y'all heard, right? And then Jake will be like, I want to play. I want up on that action. I'll put myself on you. Roof. And she will be like, Jake, get the F off me. I don't want you on me. I don't want you near me. And she will kick and hit him full on punch. So you're going to see this. So anybody who's coming for me saying that, oh, yeah, you're kicking a woman while she's down and everything. No, no, and no. She has done unspeakable things to how many people and animals, and it is time that she is seen for what she is, and she needs to be inpatient for a very long time to get the help that she needs. And here you go, trigger warning on animal abuse. This is disgusting.
Jake, down. Down. I just got cuffed in the jaw by a 140-pound dog. Where's your baby? Where's your Jake? Get down. Get out.
There, did you just hear her punch, Jake? Did you just hear the punch? She punched up. You can see her face. She's furious. She has those old lips all pursed up. Her little lizard lips are all pursed up. And she goes, and you hear that first punch make contact with the poor dog. I'm going to go right here. Oh, shit, too far. Let me see. Did I get it?
Where's your Jake? Get down. Get out. Jake, down. Fuck.
You saw it and you heard it. You heard her punch a dog.
Jake, get down. Jake, down.
There you go. You just heard it again. You heard the contact now. You heard the punch and you heard the slap. While she's allowing one dog to be on her and she wants to make out and everything, the other dog is trying to do the same. And the other dog is being punched and kicked with fury.
Jake, down. Jake, down.
And there she kicks. So with a closed hand fist, she has punched the dog. She has hit the dog. She just lifted up her leg with the other dog. So she lifted up the 140-pound dog, lift up, and then with that force kicked the other dog, who's just trying to cuddle in the same way she is with that dog.
Right. Okay, so guys.
First, we're going to watch this in slow motion, but I want you to see the actual anger in Michelle's face and voice.
Jake, get down. Get down. Get down. Fuck.
Now let's watch Michelle kick Jake away.
Jake, down.
So we all know Michelle is a vile, cruel human.
Punch, slap, and kick a dog. And she had her husband's beloved dog put to sleep, killed, euthanized as a punishment because he wouldn't come back to her.
So I'm not going to play the rest of the kicking Jake video. I will link it in my description. It's still on Michelle's channel. It was her live called Hateful Scroll as Scanchy as be-offs. 3 rolling eye emojis, 3 face palm emojis. I will link that in the description. We all know how Michelle loves to blame other people and blame everything else for her actions. But here's a look, actually, this yesterday morning, of Michelle, what looks like the most sober we've seen her really ever.
So that won't be there anymore, as we all know that Michelle's channels have been taken down. I don't know if you guys saw more of that animal abuse, but like I say, and this was, 3 months ago, people saw her actively abusing and punching a dog, and this is who they chose to make their queen and give money to and everything else. I'm telling you, I don't know. I don't know if she just gets new people who haven't seen that and don't know that she does this, and they think, oh, it's real cute, and her with her dogs, and she's just this person who just needs some money, a little help. I don't know. I don't know how, with all of the proof out there, that anybody would support somebody like this, but I just feel it's important, as I saw in Charlotte on the Web's video, where there are people saying, oh, don't call because then she'll get unalived by the police, and oh, do the police know this, etc., etc. So I wanted to do this video to show that yes, the police are very familiar with her. She had just made her way onto the YouTube streets, and apparently people don't know what she's doing. I have seen people say how sorry they feel for her and they don't think it's right that she gets made fun of, etc., etc. Well, now that you know a little bit more about her and how she has lied about being a domestic violence victim, how she uses every single thing to manipulate and extort from others, how badly she treats policemen, and how she abuses her animals, I hope that this shines a bigger light on, well, when you shine a light on a cockroach, what happens? It runs away. Let's see what happens when the lights shine on
and
her.
how cruel she is to Jake when Jake is crying. And this dog clearly needs something. I think it sounds like he has to go to the bathroom, but this poor sweet dog is whining, and she's too busy watching Molly sleep.
Jake, go lay down. I gotta remember how to do this. Go lay down. Hold on. Jake, please go lay down.
And just like you don't deserve your kids, Michelle, you don't deserve Jake. That was horrific. My dog whines once, just once, and I get her whatever she needs. Now, she is spoiled, but still, Michelle, he needed something, and you told him to lay down so you could watch Molly sleep, you weirdo. Moving on to your next roommate. How could we forget the armadillos? And the baby armadillos, which Michelle owns guns to shoot the armadillos because they carry leprosy, but doesn't mind bat shit all over her attic.
See, and this is my kind of something that, is of concern, is why would her ex allow all of that? I don't know. I don't think I can say the words. All of the pew-pews that are around her house. Why would he allow those to be left in her home? And why, with the police knowing how literally batshit crazy she is, why have they not moved to take those? I don't mean to offend anybody who, believes in the right to bear arms and whatnot, but we have a situation here that she's the kind of person who ruins it for all of us, that carry.
It's interesting. Let's revisit the armadillos. This comes from a comment Michelle left on Kool-Aid's video. If you guys remember, I read this in the domestic violence video.
As for me having a pew-pew on the counter, crying, laughing about.
Try not to pee your pants. Listening to Penelope. Penelope is reading this comment that Michelle left on Kool-Aid's thing about why it is that she had the pew pew on her counter, because if you all remember in the beginning of her cooking show days, she got a little confused as if it was a Wild Wild West video, apparently, because she kept grabbing out her pew pews. And here you go. So this is Penelope imitating Michelle, reading in Michelle voice about the armadillos.
Many reasons. 1. I live on 15 wooded acres in Georgia alone in a huge house and have literally beginning 2 to 3 death threats a day since this has started. No shit. I ain't scared. Bring it. Ammo got really expensive, so the last Pew Pew show we went to, there's electronic thing you load into a pew pew and you can fire as many times as you want to hit all kinds of targets, and it reads your shot on TV like a video game. It's fun and I'm accurate AF. Can't wait for October for deer season to open this year. Crying laugh.
Oh my god. She thinks she
Laughing emojis. I'm licensed for a CC. It's completely legal for me to have numerous pew pew in my home, which I do. Sorry. Hey, liberals, eat a bag of dicks. You will never infringe on my 2A. 3. I sat on Molly and Josh. I don't know if I can finish this.
It's bad.
Oh my god. Hold on, I'm gonna pause.
And now we have the 4th floor roommates. Yes, Michelle calls her attic her 4th story or 4th floor. We have the bats. The only reason.
Okay. Now, she couldn't. Okay, I'm gonna try and read it, and I'm gonna do it in my best Michelle voice. So here we go. Okay.
Hey, liberals, eat a bag of dicks. You will never infringe on my 2A. Number 3, I sat on Molly or Justin's panel or somewhere that I had an armadillo that has babies in the crawl space under my house, and I had to exterminate it. I even said it happens every year, as it has to be done because of the dogs. And it sucks. It's the first year I had to do it. I'm uncomfortable unaliving things that I don't eat. Especially cute baby-looking things, but I literally live in the woods and it has to be done. Literally, that's why it's on my counter, closest to my kitchen door. Right? Deuces.
I did it.
Oh my god. Hold on, I'm gonna pause.
And now we have
the bats, all the bats.
Yes, Michelle calls her attic her 4th story or 4th floor. We have the bats. The only reason we know about the bats is because Michelle was so mad someone told her there was a rat in her house, she'd rather show us the colony of bats.
Yep, that's how it went. Yeah, people were saying she had rats. She's like, no, I don't have rats. I have bats. You all want to see the bats? And she's gonna go up. She's gonna go up. She calls it 4th floor. It's the attic. Okay, and you're gonna see some shit, man. You're gonna see some shit. If you've been trying to lose that last 5 pounds, it's gonna go after you see this. Okay. All right, hold your stomach. This is gonna be it. This is the hantavirus. This is where the hantavirus and the rabies go. And this is the kind of woman that people are thinking they should support. This was 3 to 6 months ago. Here we go. Michelle showed us.
Admit to being batshit crazy. Let's take a look.
I'm hearing something up here.
Here it goes.
Okay.
Here goes.
Here we go.
Here goes. Here it goes. Oh,
Hold on.
oh, here he goes.
You all ready?
Nope, 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 nope. You look like the freaking Count on Sesame Street. You really do.
I'm probably gonna have to flip it.
No.
Let me flip my screen.
No.
I'm gonna have to flip my screen. Hold on.
Nope. Nope. Oh, her lips are a little more protruded in this one. I don't know. Maybe she used one of them thingies on them because her lips are out for this bat scene. Okay, guys, here we go. If you guys have not seen the bats, you don't believe the bats, here's the bats, okay? Woo.
I like to give credit where credit is due, and I have to say, Michelle, you never cease to surprise and shock the shit out of me. This was like our own Blair Witch Project Bats in the Attic forest nonsense. But let's go ahead and take a look at those bats.
Blair Witch.
No.
Blair Witch. Okay. Blair Witch Michelle Project. Do you see that shit there? Do you see that black shit on the floor? That's bat shit. That is bat shit. And she goes up there and she doesn't have any gloves on. She doesn't have like a mask on or anything. You guys look. And she has this wound on her freaking foot that is a mystery as it. Like I say, this bitch could be walking around with the hantavirus. The hantavirus could explain everything in the way this woman acts right now. And that pile of bat shit, look at it right there. Because that's the, okay, she calls this the fourth floor. This is an attic by anybody else's definition. That is that, oh, it's bat shit. That's why I don't really like to wear cosmetics, because they do say that there's real actual bat shit in mascara. I'm trying not to vomit looking at this. Look at that. Look at it. Look at it. This is a woman who thinks this is normal that people have supported. Oh my God. Look at it. Oh.
No, it's gonna be back.
Oh, there it is again.
Okay.
Did you happen to catch?
Did you see it? Did you see it? Did you see it? Oh, that's the bat shit. That's the bat shit. Now wait till she shows the bats.
The large pile of bat shit in the attic. Michelle's shooting armadillos and their babies because they may have leprosy, yet she's totally cool walking around in piles of bat shit.
Okay. Can y'all see them all?
Look at the bats. Look at the bats. They're in this cage thing. They're in this cage. She's got fucking bats in the cage. Now, I love bats. I think they're the cutest little things, okay? If you see a bat in an area, it means you have a very good biosphere. But the way that she has these bats and the bat shit, as a human, it is making my stomach burn. And I think the Zofran is the only thing that's stopping me from barfing right now. So now watch, she's going to hit this cage and you're going to see these bats.
Yeah, closer.
Look at that pile of bad shit. Whoa! God, no. Oh, she's gonna hit it. Oh, she's gonna hit it. 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 See, they're alive. They're alive.
Okay, so I don't really do many story time with you guys, but I'm going to tell you two stories from my childhood and college about bats.
I'll let Penelope talk so I can try and get my stomach back down out of my throat.
Why, this video is really hard for me to watch. And when she frickin' started banging on something to wake those bats up, I I can't even watch it. But when I was a little girl, well, I guess I've always kind of been a dick, but I always did whatever I wanted. And we were at the zoo, and we were in the bat caves or the bat house, whatever they called it. And I was running around being an a-hole, and my mom knew I would probably get lost. So she told me that if I keep running around, that I might run into the bat cave, and that bats like to tangle themselves in hair or a little girl's hair. And if that happens, then I'll have bats living in my hair, and I'll have to get all my hair cut off. So aside from commenting in the comments if I'm a pervert, can anyone let me know if that is true about bats? Because to this day, I still believe that if I see a bat, it's going to swoop in and make a nest in my hair. If anyone knows the truth, please let me know.
Here she is.
Are y'all seeing that? Are y'all seeing them? Hold on. Hold on. I'm gonna flip it. Hold on. Hold on.
The things I do for you guys. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Look at him. Look at him. Look at him. They're alive. They're alive. They're alive.
What?
Dear Lord, with the close-up of her face, with that flashlight in the dark, and then the close-up on those bats, is anyone else as scared of bats as me? Second story of bats in my life. I was in college, living in a house. We had 10 girls that lived with us off campus. And one night we're just all sitting in the family room watching TV.
Yes, Penelope, talk. I'm trying to get my stomach to
We were
stop.
sitting there for quite a bit. And I kept looking up at the ceiling, and I was like, who in the hell wadded up some like paper towel and threw it on our ceiling, and it's stuck there now? Like, who was doing that? Or like, who did we have over that was doing that? And I mean, it was a good 45 minutes that I was thinking that, looking at this thing. And then all of a sudden, one of my housemates goes, what the hell is up on the ceiling? And I was like, I think it's a wadded paper towel. And they were like, it moved. And I was like, what? And I think there were like 6 of us or so watching the movie. And we look up, it's a fucking bat. Talk about batshit crazy. We started screaming, I kid you not, bloody murder so loud that the guys next door heard us out of our house into their house. They came over. We're all standing in the corner. Again, I don't know why we all didn't go to the other floors, but pointing at the bat. And the guys got the bat out. All was cool. I was still so terrified that I had been sitting underneath a bat for 45 minutes that weekend I drove home and stayed at my parents' house because I fucking hate bats. And Michelle is proud that I counted at least 32 bats in her attic.
Oh shit, here she goes again. Okay, I want you to see her hit him. I'm trying to be strong. Okay, one. Oh. Ah. Goes. Good. Oh, don't do it.
Does anyone else not think that fucking crate looks secure? That isn't secure, Michelle. I have no idea what or how they got in there, but that little gate fancy thing doesn't look like it's super secure. So why the fuck are you banging on it? What if all those bats came out and got you?
She hits the bat cage. She hits the bat cages.
So, could you all see them all?
What's that man there? That's Santa. Santa died there.
Hold on.
Nope.
Ass
Nope.
up
You guys know me
Santa.
better than that. Do not think I'm mature enough to skip the ass up Santa in the attic.
Santa wins.
Now again, Santa is face down, ass up. That's the way she likes to.
Cops. Oh, no.
But again,
no.
it's not like he's around a plethora of Christmas decorations, maybe some green and red plastic containers saying Christmas stuff, or like a Christmas tree, or other Christmas characters. No, there is just one human-size ass up Santa in Michelle's attic with 30 plus fucking bats.
That's where
Just
Santa
an
went to
ass up,
die.
face down Santa Claus. Merry Christmas.
Nah, they only make a small mess.
No.
Yeah, I'm trying to get out of my attic now.
No.
Okay, I'm gonna have to.
Do you see this bitch? This is what she calls a fourth floor. This could be the frickin' bed and breakfast that she wants people to go to. This is what she wanted Ski to with her. She calls this the fourth. Tell California ass bullshit is this. She be letting the guests come in and be like,
Oh, yeah, and go up to the fourth floor, and I'll be right up there.
and she shuts that trap door you just saw. Oh, there's something about those bats and the cage and the way she's hitting them turns my stomach. My stomach is up in my upper, like if you guys could see my throat right now. My stomach is up there and it will not go. I'm telling you, if I didn't have Zofran in my stomach already, I'd barf. Oh, similar to Penelope's story. Oh, I convinced my boys. I have 6 kids. I have 5 boys and 1 girl. I convinced my boys that many plants were penis fly traps. And they'd seen, what penis fly traps were. And I told them that if you walk by them, they'll bite your penis off. So my poor kids, you'd see them on sidewalks walking by places with flowers and plants, and they'd be kind of holding themselves, walking quickly past things. My one kid is a huge botanist, lemоnology, that's underwater plants, expert, because he had to outprove what I told him. I told him all kinds of crazy things like that just to make the world a little bit more fun for them. But Michelle and those frickin' bats. And like I say, she's up there with nothing for her breathing. Like, if I had a bat infestation in there, I would put a mask over my face, but they are in that trap thing and they can't get out. And they're just in there shitting. Oh yeah, they have to do that every year and have all the bats removed, and they put no, you would have that problem once, and then one person would come out and they would put a freaking little screen area so they would not be able to get back in. This is not normal to have a big ass bat infestation and a big pile of bat crap there. It's not normal, and it's not normal to want to go and show it off to people either. This is what people elected as their leader to give money and gifts to in excess. Why? Oh, I'm gonna have to go because I can't unsee that for a while. Like I say, bats, they're adorable. Like, if you see one-on-one and somebody's showing you what a bat is and stuff, or you see one, like I say, it's a very, very good sign that everything is right. But those bats in that cage and that shit. So, is it any wonder that one of her fucking toes is falling off, people? She could have the hantavirus. She could have rabies. She said that the pregnant armadillo things that she has to go on unalive carry leprosy. This is serious. She needs to be serious about all of the opportunistic infections that she could be carrying in that wound, instead of being further adulated as the YouTube queen when she goes in the hospital and people tell her, oh no, that doctor's not right. Oh no, tell them this. Let me see. How much money can I give you? Oh no, I can't believe you're in the hospital and you're going to have to pay cash for it. How much money can I send you, Michelle? My God. My God. Ugh. She's a one-woman freaking outbreak, okay? So, you all, to show you, and so that then the Georgia County Police can, be reminded of what they're dealing with if she goes and tries to hole herself up there with ass up Santa, or Santa went to die, okay? I've got to just go and... I gotta go now because I cannot get my stomach back out of my throat. Oh. All right, I did this for you. I did this for you. And if you remember, if you see anybody threatening to S or unalive or pew pew anybody or anything, call 911 and please be nice to the officers if 911 is ever called on you. And if you or anybody that you are thinking about unaliving yourself, please dial 311. Penelope, thank you for all that you have unearthed in the video for everybody.